With people already talking about Vidcon 2019, I thought I'd share with you my experience at my first Vidcon in 2018, specifically the insane last panel of the day, the Animation Squad panel. First off, I didn't know what to expect from Vidcon since I'd never gone before. I went for the first time last summer with my twin brothers, Mike and Zachary from Zamination, who had both gone once before. Now, the one thing that has to be understood while going to Vidcon is the more popular someone is, the less likely you're going to be able to get front seats, or sometimes even get into the panel for that matter. So, the key is, you gotta get there early. You gotta think ahead of the people thinking ahead, because chances are, many people might also have your idea to get the best view. The Animation Squad panel featuring The Odd Ones Out, Jaden Animations, and Domix was the worst in terms of people wanting to get in. And the one I wanted to go see the most. My brothers and I ended up making a plan to go 2 panels earlier, having to sit through a Minecraft panel and a Makeup Beauty panel. And even then, we got there early for the Minecraft panel. So, according to my calculations, we sacrificed about 3 hours of our time for this panel. But it's what we had to do to attempt getting good seats beforehand. During the Minecraft panel, if I had a map, I'd say we were sitting right about here. My brothers were happily listening and paying attention to the Minecraft panel, but me? I was as paranoid as you can get. The whole time, my eyes scrolled around the room on the lookout for people wearing the Odd Ones Out and Jade Animations merchandise, who might have had the same idea as us. The idea being to head to the front after this was over, get good seats in the front, and sit through the makeup panel till the Animation Squad panel started. The whole time, I was planning the perfect route I would take to get to the front while avoiding as many animator fans as I could. During the end of the panel, Captain Sparkles, a Minecraft YouTuber, says to everyone, "Alright everyone, before I leave, I'd like to take a group selfie with y'all. Everybody stand up, get over here, and get in the picture." Now was my chance! I darted to the front and eyed a few empty seats in the second row. Bingo! I sat my touche right down on one of the seats, saved the one on the right of me with my right hand, and went to go save the one on the left for my other brother when... Not again! I had sat alone and apart from my brothers at other panels for far too long because of this exact same reason. No. I can't let this happen again. I just can't. I'm sorry, kid, but I gotta save this seat for my brother. And I gotta save this seat for my friend! We looked at each other not knowing what to do because we both knew backing down was not an option. I'm not even here for this dumb beauty panel. I've been waiting an hour for the Animation Squad panel. Me too, kid. Me too. Well, how about a rock, paper, scissors match for it then? Now, usually, I'm a complete pushover, and I would have probably accepted his challenge if this wasn't for something too important to me, but I wasn't gonna risk my last panel on the last day sitting without my brothers from losing a rock, paper, scissors match. So, what do? I motioned to my brothers to get to the seats quickly. Okay, yeah, I am aware that this was kind of a jerk move. I panicked, what can I say? But don't worry, I was willing to make it work for the kid too. Sorry, the least we can do is see if we could all squish together in these seats to get your friend in. His friend came over and said thanks, but later they ended up moving to different seats. And so, we had 3 seats, all to ourselves, in the second row. I felt so relieved. Now all we had to do was sit back, relax, and wait for the beauty panel to pass. I kinda wonder how the makeup panelists must have felt coming out of the curtains and seeing a sea of children with the Odd Ones Out and Jaden Animations merchandise in the front row. Before the makeup panel actually started though, Mica says to us, "I gotta go to the bathroom really quick. I'll be right back." And we said, "Yeah, alright," and just continued to sit back. After about 7 minutes passed, the room became filled to max capacity and security wasn't letting in any more people. Hey, do you think Mica might have gotten stuck out there? Probably? Security would not let Mica back in. He just had to take a pee and he gets punished for it? I mean, him having to go was reasonable because by this point, we had just been sitting and waiting for about 2 hours. I decided to go up to security myself at the doors to ask if he could be let back in. But when I got to the open doors, holy guacamole! A line of possibly 2,000 people waited outside the entrance. It wasn't even a line, it was more like a crowd. I just thought, wow, we definitely made the right decision to come extremely early. I went up to one of the security guys for help. Hey, my brother had to go to the bathroom really quick, and he's not being let back in. Could he please? We got a seat saved for him and everything.
Sorry, we're closing the doors now. No one is allowed in. If he wants to get in, he's gonna have to get in the back of the line.
But can't you give him some mercy? He just had to go, and we've been waiting in here for 2 hours now.
Look, young lady, he's not coming back in, okay? Now, I advise you to get back to your seat, or else we're gonna kick you out and give someone else your seat. Got it?
I awkwardly stood there for a second. I didn't know how to react. I went back to my seat. The makeup panel started right afterwards, and Zachary and I were extremely worried that Mica was going to have to sit alone outside for 2 hours, regretting that he had gone to the bathroom. With boredom, I tried to think of ways to get Mica back in. I blankly stared at the panelists while all of the kids in the front just played with their phones and watched YouTube videos till it ended, specifically videos from the animation squad. I suggested to Mica through text that he should try sneaking in through one of the other doors once it ended, when some people would start exiting. But once the time came and the makeup panel was over, he never came through those doors. Zachary, you go to security and try to get him back in.
What? Why me?
Because you guys are twins. Maybe they didn't believe me or something when I tried to let him in, but they might let him in once they see you're twins. Come on, do you want your brother to be all alone outside for another hour? Zachary hesitated because all 3 of us were kind of shy. But for Mica's sake, he ended up walking to the back. I silently watched as he and security chatted at the door. And after a while, I finally saw Mica step into the room. I was so happy. He came back and I gave him the biggest of hugs. We all sat in our seats and all was restored again. I asked Mica, how come you didn't listen to me when I told you to go through the other door?
I got hollered at by a bunch of fans in line.
The animation squad fans yelled at you for trying to go through the other door? Rude! It's not like you were trying to cut them. You were already in here. You just had to go to the—
No, not those fans. My fans. A bunch of Zamination fans came up to me and asked for pictures and autographs, and I couldn't get to the door.
Well, that's one way to get stopped, I guess. Anyways, made it in. Great seats. Siblings together. Boom. Whole package. Here's some proof that Mica made it back in safely. The YouTubers came out a few minutes apart from each other before the scheduled panel time, and all of the kids freak out. They begin to have conversations with the audience until Jaden gets a message on her phone from her dad. She grabs her mic and says, "Hey guys, I just heard that there is still a huge line of kids outside who are super sad that they didn't get to make it in. So, I have a plan. If the adults are willing to give up their seats, we can let in a few more kids to replace them." Everybody starts clapping as the parents get up from their seats and more children start to run in. Honestly, what a heartwarming moment. However, once the panel really started, without the parents of the kids to control them, it was a zoo. Kids would not stop talking out of turn. They made comments every second. I was even in the second row and I could hardly hear the panelists at times. There was a hashtag posted at the front for those to ask questions on Twitter to the panelists, but I'm pretty sure most of them were answered from kids just blurting out their questions. They all just craved individual attention from their favorite YouTubers. I understand being a fan, but where are your manners? Oh, right. They were left with your parents who just walked outside the door! And once the panel ended, a stampede of kids all sprinted to the front and security had to back them up. I was scared they were gonna hop the fences put up or knock the security guys over. Even the panelists themselves looked overwhelmed as they hurried out of the room right after it finished. The animator panel, as well as VidCon in general, was tons of fun, and I definitely don't regret going, regardless of how mentally and physically tired I was at the end of it. But next time, I hope VidCon won't underestimate the rising popularity of art and animation, and will know to place them in a much bigger room like the YouTube arena so that every kid can make it, including the parents. Whoops! Looks like that's all the time we've got for today. Thank you all for tuning in, and don't forget to give that like button a little tap tap. And subscribe, cause I've got more videos like this coming very soon and you don't want to miss them. Goodbye! Till next time. Peace out.